Hello everybody, welcome to another video here on my channel. Today's video is going to be another follow-up from the driving test nerves one that I did previously. A couple of the comments that I got were to do with a book by a lady called Diane Hall, which is Hell of a Way to Pass. So I'm going to put the link to the description on that book down below. It is a free ebook that she's got online, and I do think it is extremely good. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about in this video is the points that I've seen from that book and how it relates to driving and how you can make it work for yourself. So let's get into the video. Okay, so the first point I want to talk about is, are you ready for the test? It's one of her 5 steps within this book that she's got. And very simply, when it comes to driving, are you ready? Are you ready to be out there on your own? And you need to seriously ask yourself that question beforehand. I'll give you a little example. My first video that I recorded for this channel, which was how to choose a driving instructor. And if you're looking for one for yourself, I'll pop the video up here for you so you can have a watch of that one. But that first video took me 19 attempts at recording it and editing it because I just was not happy with it. So it took me a long time to get my confidence up to be able to record that video. Since I've done that one, I don't need to film anywhere near as much now. But that first video, I was really nervous about it, getting into it and starting it off. I really struggled with it. And if you think about that and think about all the great films that you see, all the great shows that you see, they're all prepared. They all go through rehearsals to do it. It's no difference from you learning to drive. You're rehearsing your driving test the whole time. Think about all these actors, actresses. They always repeat, try and do it. And they always try and understand what they are having to do. And by doing that, it helps them prepare for it. So if we think about your driving test for a second, and we think about how you are going to prepare for your driving test. If there is a specific thing that you really struggle with, let's say, for example, a particular roundabout that you've been around with your instructor or with your accompanied driver, and you've really struggled to understand how it works. Well, another little think outside the box moment for you. Not when you're on a lesson, not when you're driving. Walk to it. Get another way of getting there and have a walk around the roundabout. If there's a bridge that goes over it, stand over it and have a good look down onto it and watch how other people work it. Watch the roundabout from a situation where you are not in control of the car, so you're not distracted by that control of the car, and things will come at you a bit slower. Have a look at how it works. And if you're thinking to yourself, right, let's look at a multi-lane roundabout, for example. You are thinking to yourself, how did that person know to be in that lane to go that direction? Have a walk up the road that they've come down. Look at the signage. Look at how the road is laid out. And then the next time you come to your driving lesson, say to your driving instructor or your accompanied driver, whoever it is that's taking you out, I want to go and practice that roundabout. And I've been and had a look and I think I know how it works now. So take control yourself. Take that learning you've done in your own time and put it into practice. The more you take control, the better your nerves will be. So when it comes to it, if you think about it, these TV shows, these great films, some of the big blockbusters, they don't just turn up, film it and go home. There's lots of rehearsals, learning lines, practicing, repeating, preparation. It's exactly the same thing for your driving test. And the more that you're prepared, the less nerves you will have. And it will give you a big boost going into your driving test. So the second point that is made in this book is not to let previous tests affect you. Now, if you're on your first test, this isn't going to apply to you. But if you are going back for your second, third, fourth, fifth, however many times it is that you've gone for your test, what you want to do is you don't go into that thinking, I didn't pass last time. I've completely fluffed this up. I'm not going to be able to do it this time. You want to change your mindset. You want to go into that test thinking to yourself, I'm going to use the fact that I've been for a test before to my advantage. Because this time I'm going to know what to expect. I'm going to know what the examiner is going to be like. And even better than that, if you get the same examiner on your next test, You know what they're like even more. You've had time to get to meet them. They're not going to remember you from your previous test. These examiners are seeing 6 or 7 people a day, 5 days a week. They're not going to remember you, but you're going to remember them. So use that to your advantage. And remember what they're like. Remember what they were looking for. Remember how they marked you last time. And just make sure that those bits that you did last time, you don't do this time. Use that previous experience to your advantage. Don't let the fact that you've not passed before determine the outcome of this test that you're going for. Her third point is a bit of a follow-on from the first one. It's all about self-esteem and self-confidence. And whenever we do a test and it doesn't go the way that we want it to, naturally it knocks your self-esteem. But you're in control of that. You are the one that can look at yourself, look at that result, and move forwards from it. So you're in control of how your self-esteem and how your self-confidence works with you. Take the knock that you've had from before and learn from it. Show yourself the positives out of that previous drive. If you've come back from a previous test and you've got one serious fault and a couple of scattered driver faults, well, that in a period where you're being examined is a very good result. It's not the result that you wanted. Focus on those couple of little errors that you've made, and that's serious, and learn from it going forward so that you apply what they've marked you down on before into an even better standard of driving. So take control of your self-confidence. Now, the next point on this one is about putting yourself in the correct emotional state. It might sound a little weird. It might sound like something you're not really sure how to do. But all that the book is talking to you about here, and all that we're suggesting that you do, is you take control of that emotion. You take control of how you are being affected by the nerves that you're struggling with. So when it comes to putting yourself in that mindset, what you have to think to yourself is, if you've ever been on a scary ride at a theme park, for example, and you're looking at it thinking, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. 9 times out of 10, you're going to come out the queue not actually of going on the ride. Because what you do is you talk yourself into failure. You talk yourself out of being able to do it. And the same applies to your driving test. You can talk yourself out of passing. You can overstress, overthink, overwhelm your mind by dwelling too much on the negative. And what you want to do is change that mindset. Have that emotional control over yourself. Talk yourself into positive, strong results so that you go into that test controlling your emotions, controlling your feelings, making you the biggest part of passing, and that positive attitude. So take control of your emotions going into the driving test. The final point from the book is about changing the term in your own mind of what you're actually doing. And again, this might sound a little bit daft, but I want you to think about something here. When you were at school and you did coursework, longer length projects, did you ever get yourself nervous about it? Did you ever get yourself anxious about completing it? The answer probably will be no. You might have got stressed whilst doing it. You might have struggled to do it. And the only point you're getting yourself stressed is at the point where you hand that coursework in. But at that point, you are completing a test. You are completing an exam. The difference is it's not called an exam. So you don't build yourself up in the usual exam stress, exam nerves, exam anxiety. What you do instead is you deal with it. You work through the coursework. So let's take away that word test. Let's take away that word exam. They're gone. We're not going to call it that now. And you want to find yourself a different word to driving test, to driving exam. Think about it this way. Let's treat it as a driving adventure, as a driving experience. This is going to be your driving experience, your first driving experience of being on your own. Yes, there's somebody sat over there, but they are not in control. They're not going to help you unless absolutely necessary. So this is your first driving solo experience. This is your first solo driving adventure. Let's change the term, and in the process of changing the term, change your mindset to it. Okay guys, so I hope this has been helpful for you. It's a very brief little video just based on the information from Ella the Way to Pass, which I will pop in the description below, the link on how to get that. It's a fantastic book. Please go and have a read of it if you're struggling with your nerves. There's lots and lots of good stuff in there, and I've only briefly touched on some of it today. Also, have another look at my other video on driving nerves that may help you as well. If you've got any specific questions, please do drop me a message in the comments below and ask, and I will happily answer them as best I can for you. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Good luck with your tests. I wish you every success. If this is the first time coming to this channel, do make sure that you subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you don't miss any of the other videos that I've got coming up soon. Good luck. Bye.